My name is Juan de Biedma. I'm known as Hungrybox in the fighting game community. I play Super Smash Bros. Melee. I play Melee because it, in my opinion, gives you more options of movement and more depth as a game compared to the other Smash titles. But I do feel that Melee offers the most speed and the most reward for sort of outplaying someone. The Five Gods refers to an era of time between, I would say, 2018 and 2015 probably, of 5 players who won more tournaments than anyone else. In fact, if any of these 5 players were at a tournament, it's like a 99.9% chance that player would win the tournament. And that was Armada from Sweden, that was Mango from California, PPMD from North Carolina, Mewtwo King, who was from New Jersey and now is Florida, and then finally myself, and I live in Central Florida. And basically us 5, for whatever reason, we're always placing, you know, in generally far higher than any other player.
Then he tweeted, the peak, and it's peak. Oh! I think it's West Coast. I think everyone just has fans here, period. Down tilt. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a trade.
I was never considered, you know, to be the best, not even maybe even top 3. I was always like, maybe considered like the runt of the pack because like, you know, guys like Armada and Mango, they were winning tons of Super Nationals and even PPMD was doing it. Whereas myself and Mewtwo King were winning definitely less than they were, but still in a good tournament, we can have a good run. We can beat any of them and maybe even get like 2nd place, but it was really hard for us to win events. And so in 2015, I was at CEO, which was basically Orlando's national event, which happens once a year. And of course, all the best players were there. I think I got 5th place that tournament because I lost to Armada and Mango. But it wasn't just losses, it was more of a soul-crushing defeat. And so in doing so, my best friend Lewis was there. And Lewis said, you know, we should sit down and actually, the phrase I put it, lab it out and really try to figure out what's actually going on instead of just going with my brute force method. He drove up to Jacksonville and we, for 7 days straight, sat down and played on a modified version of the game to break it down into frame by frame increments to understand the exact best option at all times and how to beat this character, Fox. And Fox is traditionally seen as the best character in the game Melee. Anyway, we did that and we discovered so many little things. We flew together to Sweden and, as you would know it, found ourselves in the grand final versus Armada, who was the guy who up until this point, I had never beaten his Fox. We just really slowed it down and played the patient game, and we ended up winning 3-1 against him. It was a very emotional win.
I think that is it. Congratulations to Hungrybox, making history here on European soil. He is now the 1st place singles champion for.
And it was just really stunning to see not only us taking a chance that big of flying my best friend to Sweden from Florida, but for all the work, all the little detailed things that we worked on for it to show up in our play. And like everything we worked on had an exact reason for doing that. So that was a huge win. And also, 2 weeks before that, my father had passed away. We weren't close, but you know, it was we had a strained relationship to say the least. And his idea of me being a professional gamer was sort of that, you know, he supported it for the most part, but he told me that, you know, you'll never be the best player. There's always gonna be someone better than you. And I really wanted to prove him wrong. And for that to happen, you know, it wasn't cemented that I was better than Armada by any means, but it was a huge statement in pushing forward the fact that I could be, maybe one day, the best player. I was going through like a lot of like personal changes in my life, and then it got to the point where I'd also quit my job. So from summer 2017, well, I guess fall 2017 up until November 2017, for the first time in my life, the only thing I really had in my life, you know, no school, no work, nothing like that, it was just Smash. So the question that had always been bugging me of sort of, what if I put everything else aside and just did Smash? Could I really be the best? I was able to answer that for myself because I went on a 7 tournament win streak from August to November and cemented myself as the best player in the world for Super Smash Bros. Melee over Armada. who had held the throne since 2015. The smartest thing I ever done was making sure to ask for help at the right time from my best friend, the guy who I grew up playing the game with, the guy who knew me better than anyone else, and the guy who could teach me how to play the game more efficiently than anyone else.